Hello and welcome to Zambia Today. My name is Faith Katai. Each year the world comes together to raise awareness about the impact of drug abuse and illicit trafficking on individuals, families, and communities. Here in Zambia, the fight against drugs is not just about enforcement. It's about protecting lives, empowering our youth, and building a healthier future. And the Drug Enforcement Commission of Zambia, DEC, takes up the responsibility of leading the fight against drug abuse and trafficking. And so on Zambia Today, we are focusing on the 2026 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, which is also known as World Drug Day, which falls on Friday, 26th of June, 2026. And my guest in the studio is DEC Chief Investigations Officer, coordinating drug prevention program, Inutu Njovu. Madam, welcome to Zambia Today.
Thank you very much, Faith, for having us in the studio.
Okay, just to begin with, tell us the mandate of DEC, just a reminder to all of us.
Thank you very much, Faith. The mandate of the Drug Enforcement Commission is to prevent and control the cultivation, production, trafficking, possession, abuse, or misuse of narcotic and psychotropic substances and precursor chemicals, and to combat money laundering and related crime under the laws of Zambia. And this is according to CAP 21 of CAP 35 of 2021.
Okay, so tell us about this forthcoming commemoration, the World Drug Day. What is it all about?
So the World Drug Day is all about heightening activities to do with sensitization of the international cooperation and action towards reducing drug abuse, combating illicit trafficking, and this serves as a global platform to raise awareness, encourage prevention efforts, promote treatment and recovery, mobilize government, institutions, communities, families to respond to the drug challenge. So this is what it's all about, the World Drug Day.
Okay, so why is it important for a country like Zambia to take part in this commemoration?
To start with, this is a commemoration that was instituted by the United Nations in 1987. So it is very, very important for the nation to participate in this very important international observance of the World Drug Day to heighten national efforts on prevention, treatment, rehabilitation, and law enforcement. At the same time, fostering partnership and raising awareness to protect individuals, families, communities from the harmful effects of drugs and substance use. Just to add on, as you might be aware, it also creates an opportunity to address the growing impact of drug and substance abuse on the general members of the public, particularly on public health, security, social well-being, and the national development of our nation. And our participation, just to summarize it all, it also demonstrates the country's commitment to protecting communities and supporting global efforts to respond to the drug problem.
Okay, so let's look at the theme. What is the theme for this 2026 World Drug Day, and how are you interpreting it as DEC?
Thank you very much, Faith. So our theme for the year 2026, it's speaking to the world drug problem, persisting issues, new challenges, innovative responses. And the focus is on recognizing that although long-standing, long problems continue to affect societies, few threats continue to emerge. and require fresh approaches and resolutions. So by this we are saying that there are persistent issues pertaining to or speaking to the drug problems. And some of these persisting issues are speaking to drug trafficking, organized crimes network, limited access to treatment, rehabilitation and recovery services, stigma and discrimination against people with drug use disorders, negative impacts on families as well, health systems, security and also productivity that is speaking to our economy. So what are some of the new challenges that are being embraced in this theme? Speaking to the new challenges, we have got increasing availability of synthetic and highly potent drugs, use of digital platforms and technical to facilitate drug distribution. Our youths nowadays are busy using the social media to buy drugs, which end up in their own conveniences in their homes. So these are the new challenges. Recruitment of young people in illicit drug networks. You might be aware, Faith, that currently we have got a lot of drug peddlers that are children, youths, and adolescents. And this is truly a new challenge where our children are being recruited in the trafficking circles. Increasing linkages between drug trafficking and organized crime and also financial crimes. So some of also the new challenges are speaking to the new psychotropic substances that are difficult to detect and regulate, because our children are actually using substances that are easily available and found in our homes. They make concoctions. Imagine a child would take foodstuffs, make concoction, and abuse in terms of inhaling or smoking. So these are some of the new challenges that are being spoken about in our theme. So let's now delve into the innovative responses, looking at the persistent issues that I've just mentioned, and also the new challenges. So what are these innovative responses that a country or an organization can put in place to combat some of the challenges and the persistent issues? When we talk about the innovative responses, we are emphasizing on the need for modern and evidence-based modalities and collaborative approaches. These are speaking to strengthening evidence-based prevention programs in schools and communities, expanding access to counseling, treatment, and rehabilitation services. Using also technology and intelligence systems in our law enforcement commission, and also promoting community-based and family-centered interventions. And lastly, strengthening partnership among government institutions, civil society organizations, faith-based organizations, schools, and also international partners. So basically, this is what the themes enlightens or entails.
Great. So as Dick, what are some of the activities that you've lined up for this year's World Drug Day?
Thank you very much, Faith. This World Anti-Drug Day or World Drug Day, we have got a number of activities that we have lined up just to engage the community. To start with, we are having a run and walk. We are saying to the general populace out there, come and run for someone out there.
Which day is that?
This is going to be on the 27th of June. We commemorate World Drug Day on the 26th. Now, because of the activity that we have embraced on this important day, we moved it to a Saturday where we intend to incorporate or engage most of the community to participate in this important run and walk. So what we are simply saying to the public is that come out there to cut down or to mediate on stigma. A lot of our victims out there are scared, are ashamed to come out in the open and seek for these services, speaking to continuum of care. So one of the activities is we are running a 5-kilometer space. And when we reach 5 kilometers towards our venue, we'll walk towards our venue for 1 kilometer. So I'll be running a 5 kilometer, and I expect to walk a 1 kilometer for that victim that I've left in my home to come and access the continuum of care. Because when we reach Woodland Stadium, which is going to be our venue for this year's World Drug Day, where we anticipate to invite our stakeholders to come and showcase services speaking to continuum of care in terms of rehabilitation, screening and counseling, social support, psychosocial support, reintegration, and aftercare services. So these are some of the activities that we anticipate to have on that day. But prior to that, we'll be having run-up activities where we are also inviting the musicians to come and play soccer with the drug enforcement officers. And we hope to publicize this tournament or this event so that the public would be aware of what will be happening the following day on the 27th of June 2026 at the Woodlands Stadium.
So who is invited to this commemoration?
The community. This is a community engagement. Families, organizations, international organizations. This event is meant to attract everyone in all walks of life to cut down on stigma. We want families to come forth so that their loved ones that are affected with drug use disorders can get the necessary help that is needed. So everyone is invited.
Wonderful. So how can one who's watching right now, they are wondering, how can I participate in these activities?
All that you need to do is wake up on the 27th of June and come and join us. We'll start our run from Woodland Stadium.
What time?
6:30. 6 hours we form up. 6:30 we start the run, which will start from Woodland Stadium. We'll go all the way to Musotunya Road. When we leave Woodland Stadium, we'll go all the way to Musotunya Road, connect to Bama Road. As we gather up all the community members in that space, run and connect to Chirumbu Road, go all the way to Chilenje Market along Chirumbu Road, get all the people, all the families, until we reach Woodland Stadium. So that is how we are going to engage our participants who are family and community and the general populace out there.
We now go on a short break. Don't go away.
What's better than your bestie? A bestie with blockbusters and bedtime cartoons. GoTV streams your fave soaps, sports, and the loudest laughs. No extra charge, just internet connection. Your shows, your vibes, your anytime, anywhere bestie. GoTV Stream. Download it now.
In case you have just tuned in, this is Zambia Today, and today we are talking about the 2026 World Drug Day, and my guest in the studio is DEC Chief Investigations Officer coordinating Drug Prevention Program, Inutu Njovo. So Inutu, how is the Commission working with schools, families and communities to raise awareness to prevent drug abuse among the young people?
Thank you very much, Faith. The Commission is doing quite a lot. Of course, it doesn't work in isolation, but we work with many stakeholders out there to reach out to everyone, even those in very quite remote areas. So the Drug Enforcement Commission works with families, schools, communities through the demand reduction approach, which recognizes the prevention of drug abuse among young people. That requires this information, and also through our law enforcement approach. And it combines education, counseling, prevention programs, and also partnership programs with different stakeholders. So to do with the schools, we are conducting schools sensitization programs, promoting early prevention education among the learners. We are also supporting the inclusion of drug education in the school learning materials and prevention strategies. This is in the school curriculum, where we have embraced and incorporated drug prevention syllabuses. Then we also organize exhibitions, discussions, and counseling activities targeting learners and the youths. These are all approaches that are speaking to the school. So to do with our communities, we are engaging public awareness and outreach programs in the communities and also in the workplaces, because workplaces are in the communities, schools are in the communities. So we are partnering with local authorities, civil society organizations, churches, and also traditional leaders in offering counseling and also referral services to affected individuals. We are also encouraging public participation and reporting of drug-related activities, supporting rehabilitation and reintegration initiatives for vulnerable youths. So those are the approaches that we are making, frantic approaches that we are making as Drug Enforcement Commission related to the communities. So that is how we are working with the communities and the schools.
Wonderful. So given the national diversity as DEC, are you also translating these anti-drug campaigns into local languages, and also are you providing sign language interpretation for public broadcasts?
That is true. Well, Faith, every time whenever we have a public engagement, we usually invite the sign interpreters, because we are also alive to the fact that our general populace, there could be some that are disabled in one way or another. So we aid by providing sign language so that whatever prevention activity that we are doing reaches everyone without leaving anyone behind. So coming to the other question that you had asked pertaining to whether we do come up with literature in local languages, yes, that is done. Actually, we have a program that speaks to IEC production. And this IEC production makes sure that the materials that are being communicated to the general members of the public are in English and in 7 local languages, just to make it possible for my grandfather and mother who is in Sesheke, to be specific, Machile, gets to read and be informed of some of the drug education messages that are embraced in these IEC materials.
Madam Ingutu, what rehabilitation and reintegration programs are available for individuals recovering from drug addiction?
The Commission has a number of rehabilitation and reintegration programs that are lined up for individuals recovering from drug addiction. To start with, Faith, just allow me to explain a little bit of what this is all about. These are programs that are designed to help individuals stop substance use, restore their health, and return to productive family and community life. So the following are some of the rehabilitation and reintegration programs that the Commission has accommodated to help individuals, those that are recovering from addiction: screening and assessment services, counseling and psychosocial therapy, detoxification services. This is being done in collaboration with the health facilities. As Drug Enforcement Commission, we don't do detoxification, but we refer to our main stakeholders, key stakeholders, which are health facilities, inpatient and residential rehabilitation programs, outpatient treatment programs, life skill development programs, vocational and skills trainings, education and school reintegration support, employment and livelihood support, peer support and recovery groups, family reintegration programs, and community reintegration programs. All these are aimed to rehabilitate, to stop drug use for persons that are in recovery physically, psychologically, socially, economically, reducing the risk of relapse and supporting long-term recovery.
Awesome. Lastly, Madam Inutu, how would you describe the global drug abuse and the number of drugs on the market?
Well, in my own view, having worked for the Commission for the longest possible time, Faith, I would describe it as is characterized by an increasing number of people that are abusing drugs, with also changing patterns of consumption, expansion of illicit markets, and emergence of new substances. And one of the major concerns in this growing number of drug use are psychoactive substances, which are available in our homes. These psychoactive drugs are drugs that affect the brain function, altering also the mood, perception, consciousness, and thinking or behavior. These also embrace controlled drugs and a fewer synthetic substances. So on the market currently, there are traditional drugs. These are drugs such as cannabis, cocaine, heroin, and amphetamines. Then we also have on the market prescription medicines, which can be misused. Prescription medicines, they are under medical medicines, but they have got a high potential of also being misused. Imagine I've got challenges in my home and I'm failing to sleep. I have insomnia. So I'll land myself on tablets, prescribed drugs or medicines, that will make me to sleep. That is already drug use disorder or drug misuse in a home. And these are the ones that are easily available, and they can be easily be misused in our homes. Prescription drugs. We also have synthetic drugs and new psychotropic substances designed to imitate the effects of controlled drugs. And this is where we have a biggest problem, the growing, increasingly number of our children and our youths. Because they're making concoctions. They have become scientists in our own homes, our children, making concoctions of drugs that can be able to make them potentially be affected. So the highly potentially synthetic opiates and synthetic stimulants. So to sum it up, the traditional drugs remain a challenge, Faith, and the rapid emergence of synthetic and new psychoactive substances which presents additional public health nuisance, law enforcement and social challenges that require innovative and coordinated responses. No wonder we are having this run and walk and a continuum of care to respond to these persistent challenges and issues in such a way.
Great. Thank you so much, Madam Inyuntu, for coming through to Zambia today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having the Drug Enforcement Commission on your program, Faith.
Okay. Viewers, in today's discussion, we have highlighted the global significance of World Drug Day, Zambia's commitment to this year's theme, and the activities designed to engage communities across the country. The fight against drugs is not the responsibility of the Commission alone, but it is a shared duty that calls on schools, families, and communities to stand together by joining these initiatives, supporting recovery programs, and spreading awareness. We can build a healthier, safer, and drug-free Zambia. Together, we can truly make a difference. That's all we had for you on Zambia Today. My name is Faith Katai. Goodbye, and enjoy the programming.